And I am back. I have slept. I've caught a really big fish on my other character in the meantime. There's still a cat between me and my microphone, so, you know, keep that in mind. Anyway, now that we have done all of the preparations and all the things that we can do before starting the MSQ of Stormblood, it is time to begin the actual MSQ. Elfino, hello. Hell Elfino. I don't know, I'm trying to make a joke.
The question is, how will the Empire respond to the disappearance of Omega and the Primal? Oh, I didn't see you there. Forgive me. Word from Baelsar's wall is proving long in the coming, and my mind cannot help but stray to grim places.
Alphino, a message from the Alliance.
It's about time. Pray summon the others at once.
Yes, sir.
By the way, I'll be playing basically the entire expansion with Samurai and Red Mage to use that juicy MSQ XP.
General Uldin reports that his forces have secured the breach in Baelsar's wall.
And what of the Primal and Omega?
There is still no sign of either at this time. He writes that they will begin a more thorough investigation shortly. And, as expected, he wishes to petition the aid of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
As expected.
The Alliance's decision to capture a part of Baelsar's wall is open to interpretation.
The wall serves to demarcate Imperial territory, Alamigo included, from the rest of Eorzea. To an observer, the Alliance's actions could be seen as a prelude to invasion.
Indeed. And the Alliance leaders have no wish to be branded invaders.
You're saying they won't fight for Alamigo? Even after everything that's happened?
Not without the consent of her people, no. Make no mistake, Lys. The Alliance is in complete agreement that the Empire must be purged from Eorzea. However, they will not set foot in Gyr Abania until they have formally secured the consent and cooperation of the Alamigan opposition.
They would have us act as intermediaries.
Precisely. The Scions are uniquely qualified to serve in this capacity. That is to say, Lys's, given her personal connection to the Resistance. Who better than you to broker an agreement between the Alliance and the people of Alamigo? Assuming you are willing, of course.
Of course I am. You know I'd like nothing more.
As for who should accompany you on said diplomatic mission, I had a mind to volunteer myself.
Well, that covers the talking part. But you just know there'll be trouble along the way. Are you available? Thanks. It means a lot knowing you'll be there.
Lyn is ready to take back the plains of
I too shall
Alamigo.
accompany you. Such endeavors are seldom hampered by a surfeit of healers.
Good point. Allow me to offer my services as well.
I have spent quite enough time here of late, so I'll be coming. But we will need someone to keep an eye on things. I trust you have no objections?
None, my lady. Gladly shall I continue to serve as caretaker of the Waking Sands, and there keep watch for signs of primal and Ascian activity both.
As capable as my learned friend undoubtedly is, there are some troubles that may prove too much for a single scion, on account of which I mean to stay.
It is settled then. Let us each see to our preparations.
Simultaneous nodding. I don't think this is voice acted.
Ready, my friend?
Nope, it is. Well.
Well then. Tataru, I leave the rising stones in your capable hands.
Don't worry, Alphino. I'll see that the place is still standing when you come back.
When you come.
Mistress Y'shtola has unfolded all. You are bound for Girabania?
Aye. The Alliance would have us make contact with the Alamegan resistance as soon as possible.
It begins then. As soon it shall in Doma, if the gods are good. 'Tis but a pity it must be now. I am sorry that we shall not be present to fight beside you in the battles to come.
You have stood with us countless times, Lady Yugiri. Pray do not apologize.
Then let us thank you instead. You and yours stood with us from the first, when we came to this land as refugees in search of sanctuary. Loath am I to think what might have become of my people, had you not extended to us the hand of friendship. We will never forget. This I solemnly swear.
Much has changed since first you set foot on these shores. Revenant's Toll stands as a testament to that. I'm sure your people will manage in your absence.
Indeed. They have built a new home for themselves and no longer need me to shepherd them. The time has come for Kozetsu and I to return to our master, to our home.
I know how you feel. It's time I went home too.
Though our battlefields be 1,000 mounds apart, our purpose is one. That all men hearken to the clarion call of freedom, of liberation, from Eorzea to the far east, that they may rise up and cast down the curse of Garlemald.
Take care, you hear me? When all of this is over, we're going to celebrate, together. Just you wait.
I should like that very much. Fare you well.
Another cutscene? Yes. And now it's okay. 1,000 moms apart, yet united in purpose. Let us pray both of our endeavors meet with success. Shall we then? Wait, not just yet. I knew I'd forgotten something important. Lise, could you come with me? Me? What? Now? Alright then, if you insist. No longer the ridiculously clunky pugilist weapons. What do you think? As you can see, I designed it to be light and loose, an outfit tailor-made to the needs of a skilled fighter like Lise. Your work never ceases to impress. Much more of this, and I may have to stop introducing you as a science receptionist and start referring to you as our preeminent seamstress. It's lovely, Tataru, thank you. I feel I could take on a legion. I'm glad you like it, and with that, I'll delay you no longer. Safe travels. Then onwards to Girabania. Our first stop will be at Amarissor's Spire in the East Shroud. Boom. Yes, we get to collect more ether currents in the new areas. Woohoo! All are present and accounted for. When you are ready, my friends, pray inform the officer that we wish to proceed into Gerbania. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn. We were told to expect you. Shall I summon someone to escort you to the wall? Yes.
I remember crossing the border, standing in Gerbania once more. Me and my fellow Scions, the warrior of light among us. Behind us, Baelsar's wall cutting the land in two. Freedom on one side, tyranny on the other. Tyranny and the promise of a new beginning. But one that could only be bought with flames and blood.
Also, another little side note about Stormblood is that this is the point where the game dropped PlayStation 3, just in general. So they swapped over to PS4. So graphically, or just in general, like there's a lot of stuff that's going to be more powerful. Anyway, we have crossed the wall, and thus I will now continue these quests or finish them off, depending on which one. Let's go and finish this one off first, since it's pretty easy. The armies of the four nations, united under one banner and one purpose, a sight to stir the spirit. Well, where to now? Pray do not be hasty, Master Sanson. Before we venture into the wilds of Gerbania, we would do well to acquaint ourselves with the lay of the land. As a Serpent Captain, it should be a simple matter for you to secure permissions for us to remain here, just long enough to get our bearings. I suppose it would be prudent. Very well, I will request permission of command. And I'll get right to bonding with the locals. Always wanted to compare songs to the four nations, and the liquors besides. Master Gidlod is quite a character, isn't he? Aye, that he is. Pay him no mind. Now then, I will make my own inquiries. In the meantime, you are to lay low and refrain from bothering the garrison. Understood? Well then, Giblot and I shall tend to business here. Pray take your ease until we are ready to depart. Right. And then, we can go and continue the White Mage one. The closer we are to the east end, the more I am certain we are moving in the right direction. The precise location of disturbance yet eludes me, however. Even from the elementals themselves, I sense only confusion. I fear there is naught for it but to conduct a more conventional search. I will head southeast, Sylphie, see what might be found directly south. Southwest is yours, then. How far down? Okay. Let's first go and get these two quests out of the way, and then we can focus on the MSQ. Also, this place has some of my favorite music in a game. Especially the day theme. The night theme is pretty good too, but the day theme is definitely one of my favorites. Ah. What are you doing? Come here this instant. Then, what befalls? I felt a surge of panic coming from this direction. Whatever it was, I feel nothing now. Did you see anything? A child out here? By your description, the mother may be a hunter. But I'm curious as to her choice of hunting ground. Could it be their fear which has the elemental so upset? In any case, it seems the answer to that has run off into the brush. Let us return to Castamorians for the present and learn more of East End's inhabitants. Right, let's go and just teleport back since walking, my walking speed's pretty slow now. As is to be expected in the beginning of the expansion. Wait. No. It's like, wait a minute. Hello. This gentleman is an officer stationed at the castern. Mayhap he will know more of the mother and child he spotted. And do you believe these folk were living in a forest? I was under the impression that the East End settlement was empty. We suspect a connection to whatever is disturbing the harmony of the Twellswood. Might you spare us some few soldiers to investigate the possibility? Ordinarily, I would be overjoyed to aid in your investigation, but I fear our duties on the border demand our full attention. My most sincere apologies, Master Bajal. How inconvenient. This matter is far from resolved, yet I have already been overlong in returning to Stillglade fame. Let me handle it, Guildmaster. You would have me entrust this task to an acolyte? You have matured much in the yard, it is true, but I can hardly... The elementals are suffering, someone has to help them, and I'm sure Lynn could lend a hand, if I needed it. What say you, Lynn? I had only intended to involve you in this initial foray, but might I ask that you see the matter through to its conclusion? My thanks. I foresee hardships ahead, but also an opportunity for new discoveries. Pray look in on Sylphie's progress, even as you continue your own studies. As for you, Sylphie, I expect you to make regular reports on your findings. May the matron watch over you both. Completed the quests. There we go. And now we can continue focusing on the rescue. Raban, my boy! Greetings, Scions. On behalf of the Eorzen Alliance, I welcome you to Castamorians. Thank you, General. We were relieved to hear that your forces secured the wall without incident. Have the Imperials made any attempts to retake the Castam since then? None, save for a few skirmishes between our scouts and their patrols. We've had barely any contact with them. But we all know it's only a matter of time before things escalate. As if attacking Baelsar's wall weren't enough, Ilbert summoned a primal right on their doorstep, and Garlemald does not like to let such shows of defiance go unanswered. It's the declaration of war, even if it was not Ilbert's to make, and now we are bound by it, for weal or for woe. The Scions stand ready to serve, General. What would you ask of us? As stated in my message, the Alliance will not proceed without the support and cooperation of the Alamegan people. We would have you serve as our emissaries and make contact with the Resistance. Consider it done, General. We won't let you down, I swear. Then I'll leave you to it. Godspeed. Huh. Of all the casts in all the world, you walk into mine. Master Garland, what brings you here? A certain missing Allagan weapon and draconic primal. Omega and Shinryu, I think the shinobi called it. Anyway, we've been studying their trail, their trail of destruction, hoping it might lead us somewhere. Which it has singularly failed to do. Then 'tis like Omega fell to earth in occupied territory, meaning it may already be in Imperial hands. Even so, it bears repeating that we engaged the status systems. Assuming the command was received and executed successfully, the weapon will be of no use to them. Assuming. We should hurry up and find it regardless. All the more reason to reach out to the Resistance. If you want to press on into Girabania, we'll need their blessing. Everyone's counting on us. Let's not waste any more time talking. As you probably heard, there are plenty of factions in the Resistance, so I'm taking us to see the one with the most influence. Their headquarters are located in a place called Ralga's Reach, an old temple to the east of here, across the Veladina River. I learned a route that should allow us to avoid Imperial patrols. Stick with me and we'll be there before you know it. Right. Let's see. Southeast. This way. There should be an ether current somewhere around here. To the south. No. Don't look at me. Stay with me? Good. From here we'll head north east towards the river. The water's not too deep, so we won't have to swim. Still to the south? Yes, it's probably down in the river over here. Down by the riverside. No! There is of course also new battle music, which I should probably allow the game to play it. Okay. Let's go and go into system. Enable normal battle music. Let me go and get this boy. Enjoy. Let me go and grab another one. A little bit more. And then it just resets. And I'm gonna turn it off because I really like listening to the normal environment music. I don't like my music getting interrupted constantly. Look at that tree. Look at this dude. Look at this tree dude. Especially since I'm like at the level of the enemies, I'll run into a lot of battles. So then if the music constantly gets interrupted by it, it's... Nah. It will get very tedious very quickly. At least for me, in any case. I don't see any soldiers. Good, let's cross. You're wondering about the tower to the south? It's part of Castellum Valodina. That's what the Imperials decided to call that old bridge after they fortified it. I call it a great big eyesore. Honestly, you can see that rotten banner from absolutely miles away. They never miss a chance to rub our noses in it, do they? Come on, we should keep moving. Right. As I use my own Magitech armor. I also go and make sure that I get the bits of the map that I can, so I don't have to fly around too much at a later point. Right, so there was something to the east, but I think, yeah. I don't remember like how far yawns are. Nope. I don't think so, you bugger. Southeast. I think it's, isn't it on top of this thing? I seem to remember something of the sort. Oh. No. Incorrect. It has been a hot minute since I played this, although I have watched some people play through Stormblood. Not too long ago. Which I think was a little bit of a mistake, which I knew beforehand that it would be a mistake. Because that's why I already kind of like, I have a very fresh memory now of the stuff that happens in Stormblood. But oh well. The perfect run doesn't exist. Right here. On the other side of this pass is Rogger's Reach. So you say, but all I see are rocks. I presume there is some sort of trick to this? Indeed, a glamour. Good eye, Stola. I take it they have a talented mage in their ranks, or mayhap an artificer trained in the modification of glamour prisms? Something like that. The important thing is that it fools the Guardians. The Guardians? The Guardians. Oh, before we go in, I don't know if Tatari told you, but my friend Nago, the messenger who came to Rising Stones, is a member of this faction. So they know us, and they shouldn't attack us on sight. That said, they can be a bit jumpy, so let me lead the way, and don't go reaching for your weapons or anything. And with a sprinkle of demasking dust, all is laid bare. But into your Rogger's Reach.
I remember the old stories. How the Breaker of Worlds came down from on high and cleft the earth with a single blow. Ralga's Reach, a holy place and a fitting home for the Resistance, for the brave and the true, the loyal sons and daughters of Alamigo. They were waiting for us there. Men and women whose souls still cried out for what was lost. For what could be ours again.
You'll forgive us our precautions, but we couldn't be sure who would cross the barrier. We see you now for who you are, though, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Correct. Now, I know you would not have come all this way unless you had something important to discuss, and I'm eager to hear what it is you have to say. But let's not do this on our doorstep, eh? Come with me. This place is just like Idleshire, where you can use a mount. In this place. Reach long and prosper. Long and hard. Let's go and get that easy right. There are also smaller Easter rights around. But we'll probably run past them anyway.
Allow me to welcome you once more to Ralga's Reach, our humble headquarters. My name is Conrad Kemp, and I have the dubious honor of overseeing operations here.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Master Kemp. I am Alphino Leveilleur of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, as are my comrades. Before I speak of our purpose here, pray allow me to thank you for sheltering Ida, forgive me, Lys, and Papalymo at great risk to yourselves.
No, there's no need for that. They risked their necks for us enough times. 'Twas the least we could do.
I wanted to, I mean, about the mask and...
Don't fret over that. You're not the first person to take up arms against the Empire under a false name. We'd do the same if we had any sense. My condolences for your loss, child.
Papalymo laid down his life to save us, to give us a chance to make a better future for ourselves. There will never be a better time to drive the Garleans from our lands. But we have to take the lead on this. We can't leave it to fanatics like Ilberd.
More than a few of our people were taken in by his promises. Followed him all the way to the wall. Good men and women who never came back. When Monargo told us what had happened, how the bastard had made sacrifices of them for his twisted ritual, by Rolga it filled me with an unholy fury. But what's done is done. Best we can do now is see that it wasn't all in vain.
That is why we are here today, sir. To see that some good comes of this tragedy. On behalf of the Eorzean Alliance, we do hereby extend a formal offer of military assistance to the Alamegan resistance.
Do you now? Well, go on then. I'm sure there's more to it than that. So that's the way of it, eh? The Alliance, hoping to avoid a direct confrontation with the superior forces of the Empire, wishes to engage them by proxy with our vastly inferior ones. My comrades and I must confer on your proposal. A moment, if you please.
Of course, Master Kemp. Take all the time you require.
And while this man takes all the time he requires, I'm gonna end off over here. Hope you enjoyed this episode of just us playing Final Fantasy XIV. I only just noticed that I was actually supposed to stop like 15 minutes ago. Anyway, next episode we're gonna go and continue with the MSQ. Goodbye.